Danielle with the Woodland Market and Studio. Today I thought I would show you what I did with an old cutting board. I turned it into a little note holder or picture holder, and if you'll stay tuned, I'll show you how I did it. Danielle, I started to paint this old cutting board that I have, and I thought I would get on here and show you how I painted it. You know, just kind of thinking outside the box, painting what you have, you know, updating what you have. So this cutting board is bamboo. It has a logo and it's been very well loved. I have sanded it down with my palm sander, like an 80 grit sandpaper, just to smooth it out, so that if I do put a stencil on here, it'll stick fairly well. So I put a piece of tape on here. I don't know, it's about 3 inches up, and then I'm gonna put a second one down here. Oops. And I'm just gonna create a stripe. I'm just eyeballing it. You could put, you know, you can measure it, or you could put a piece of tape in there to make sure you're straight, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. I'm going all the way over the edge because I'm gonna paint down over this edge too. So what I like to do when I use painter's tape is to squeegee it down. You can use anything for this. You could use an old gift card or something like that, just to smooth it down and make sure that those lines are gonna be crisp. Now I have just my black chalk paint that I use here in the shop all the time, and just a 1-inch brush, and I'm just gonna paint it on. I'm not sure about coverage. We'll just see how she goes. I have never painted on bamboo before, but I thought we'd give it a try. This will not be food safe. This paint is not food safe. There are several food safe paints out there. Farm Finishes by Paint Pixie is one of them. I think you could look around. There are food safe paints, but this one's going to be hung on the wall. So I just went over that edge. I'm smoothing it out, making sure that it's just one really light coat of paint. And then I'm going to go over this edge. Get it all covered. Okay, so I went all the way over my tape lines, did not stay within those lines. I went over the edges and didn't go up and down towards the paint, just back and forth kind of with the paint, or with the tape, I'm sorry, not with the tape. I don't want to push paint under the tape, so just going side to side works. So I'm going to let this dry in front of the fan, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, it's dry, so I'm going to take the tape off. I'm going to save this tape because I'm going to use it again. Maybe, if it'll let me. Whoop, maybe not. I just dropped it on the floor. Goodness. Okay, so there's our lovely stripe. So what I'm going to do is add another stripe. I just want one real skinny stripe, and I'm not sure how to do this. I'm going to add it right over top of that. So there's really just a tiny, tiny space in between these stripes. And then take another piece and okay, so I'm going to squeegee that down. I just put a very small space in between this big stripe and this little stripe. I probably should have done some measuring. We'll see. kind of looks uneven, but that's all right. We'll see. Trying to follow my own guidelines and just not go towards the paint. But it's hard with the scratch marks from the knife use on this board. Go over the back, and then again over the front. Add a little more. Okay, so there's that. I'm gonna let that dry for a minute and I will be right back. Okay, we are back and we're gonna try and see how our stripes turned out. They're a little bit wider down there than down here, but I'm okay with that. So I wanted to show you what I decided to do with the cutting board that we painted. We added stripes. So I thought what I would do is add one of these clips to the top, and then you could clip a note or a calendar or that type of thing. This is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It fits pretty good. So I'm going to make sure that it fits top to bottom without covering my stripes. So I'm going to put the clip pretty high up on the board. I'm also going to measure it and find center and put a little mark there. I have these screws that I got. They're metal screws, but they're only 1/2 inch, so they're really small because the cutting board is quite, you know, it's not very thick. So just make sure your screw isn't going to go poking out the back. So I'm going to pre-drill my hole. That is very tough wood. I can see why they use it for cutting boards. And then I have this skinny screwdriver that will fit down in here to screw my screw in. And I'm going to place the screw in the pre-drilled hole there and try and attach it. So you have to find a screwdriver that fits through the clips. It took me a little while to get one skinny enough to get through there. Went through Joe's Tools, found one, no problem. So now my piece of paper will clip on here. Photograph or a menu would be really cute on here. And then I thought I would add a bow to the top. I have this buffalo check ribbon that I use constantly. I'm kind of obsessed, so I'm just going to tie it to the top here. And put a little bow. Just tie it like tying your shoes. Then, since this is that wired ribbon, I'm going to kind of fluff it up and make it a little straighter, get the little tails where I want them before I trim them off. Okay, trim that off. Of course, I'm using shop scissors, so they're not very good. And this tail is okay over here. So there you are. Just a little cutting board, menu holder, picture holder, reminder holder. This would be good for like the kids' school schedule. And you know, it's really cute. So I'm going to stage it up, take some photos, and I'll show you what it looks like. I think it turned out really cute. I'm going to hang it in my kitchen and put a menu on it or a recipe that I really like. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.